Oh, yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road. That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry. Extremely sick? No, I'm quite all right now. This fucking guy, dude. Sorry, extremely sick. No. I'm quite all right now. But thank you.
What?
Juror number 6 is finally coming alive.
Do it! Green coat.
Back, pot stickers were good. Welcome back, RWG. I wanted to KO this guy's beard.
It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt.
Generous bestowal. This is for my new badge.
Master slap that. Enjoy the new sub bit or the new bit badge, and thanks for the 100, man. I'm glad you guys are liking the new bit badges.
But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective.
I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something.
We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly!
Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other. Number 6 reminds me of Mr. Magoo with the beard. Mr. Magoo! Oh, well said, Nemo. Anyone else jamming to this music?
Lul!
Words, am I right? And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other.
Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other.
Okay, give me 1 second. I have to go pee real quick, and I'm gonna get some more water. I'm gonna just save here real quick. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for Ace Attorney Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoying the stream. This game is loads of fun. Okay. All right. I will be back in a few minutes. Enjoy the highlights, and I'm gonna roll a small little block of ads while I am BRB to get rid of these pre-rolls. Misato's serious faces are adorable. Yeah, dude. So cute.
All right, guys. I'll see you in a few. Enjoy the sub battle royale.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna hear the jury testimonies one more time.
For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back home from the bookshop, not in winter. So, the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. On the day it happened, I was digging up Meerschaum Street from dawn till dusk. I slipped over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out, you know.
So let's see. Let me take a look at this map. Okay. So the bearded dude was working on Meerschaum Street. The old guy fell on Calabash Road.
Jedi, welcome back to the stream, dude. I'm off to bed. Maybe I'll wake up towards the end of the stream again. Have a good one, everyone. Aw, thanks for hanging out, Ingrid. Good to see you. Sleep well. Have a good night.
Let's see. Okay, so we have to pit. We have to pit juries against, or some of these jurors against each other. On the day it happened, I was digging up Meerschaum Street from dawn till dusk. I slipped over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out, you know. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. The man wouldn't have gone up around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. Not in the winter. Okay, hold on. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. Not in winter. So then we will pit that guy with... Let's see. I think these two. Because the juror number 3 is saying that he wouldn't have gone the long way around, but he had to have been, because juror number 5 was digging up Meerschaum Street. The worker, right? Yeah. Just a little over an hour till the season finale of Boba Fett.
So excited. Nice, Jedi.
You've been liking it overall, yeah?
Objection. Back to the pit.
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. His face.
Oh, Dios mío.
At odds, counsel. Explain yourself.
But please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3.
Me, sir? What do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Please excuse my gas while I continue my statement.
Emo, please.
Cool.
Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable, which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings.
Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice.
Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may?
Yes. Just a second, Jedi.
I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened.
Let's go, baby. I'm sorry, I guess banana peppers and jalapenos don't mix with soda. Yeah, I've been loving it so far. The people complaining about it are just being stupid. Some of the gripes have been really dumb. Only episode that was mixed to me was episode 3. The rest I love. Okay, for sure. Hey, Cat Falcon. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well. Yep, we got one. We got one jury to change his mind. Let's go, let's go. Now we just need 3 more, and it will be in the majority for us. Oh yeah, Nemo, I almost did a courtesy fart for you in Holly's stream, lol.
What about you, sir?
Hey, who? Me? Who? Me? Well... all right then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord.
I have to say not guilty at this point so I can see where this trial goes from here.
Okay, alright, so let's find another discrepancy, shall we? So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she?
How dreadful.
Whether it's digging up roads or digging up the truth, you've got to see it through to the end, haven't you? I slipped over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out, you know.
You've changed two of the...
I meant to go back, not right.
You've changed two of the jurors' minds, Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, just 2 more to go.
Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables here.
Wish I knew how to do a Susato takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now. Susato takedown. She's got her own fucking wrestling move. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim. Any ideas, chat? We have to pit 2 more jurors against each other. Oh! Right. Footlong mentioned this too. The green jacket. Yeah. All right, so we're pitting juror number 6 with juror number 2, yeah? 2 and 6? Yeah.
Objection!
Those 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2? Juror number 6? My, whatever do you mean, sir? Ah!
I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot. Not gonna lie, when he's walking back and forth like this, man, that fucking, that sword that he got from his best friend, that shit looks pretty badass. Looks pretty badass. He had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot.
What? The man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we're all well aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed. Obviously. Objection! Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
My! Whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my. My goodness. You mean?
That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting the person in the green overcoat? Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat
whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes, was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim.
Well, look at that.
My goodness me!
Sorry, you need a pee? Drinking a little bit too much liquids before the trial, eh, Sonny?
He's easily my favorite juror. Oh my god. And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh my.
You idiot, old man. If you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking? Wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it?
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you.
And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well...
Let's go, let's go. Well, remember how that maid was with the tea, with the amount of tea she poured, that she could make anyone pee like crazy? Hypers!
Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes, too. The nose, 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Let's go, chat.
Objection!
Oh, Van Zeeks. Van Zeeks. Man, he's breaking so many glasses. Like, how many does he have? Like, he's broken like 3 of them so far. Suck it, Van Fuckface.
Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hollow chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet, we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Whatever do you mean?
Objection! Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. Dracula ass motherfucker. I know, right? Chuck garlic at him.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids jump right over us all the time. Kids jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And, old man. Hey, cold man, you can talk. You can actually see his eyes now. You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? I can't say I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Order! Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a treacherous argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the Summation Examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Oh damn, the coat is off. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand.
Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
It's next witnesses?
Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
All right. No matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing that, and I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
Who the fuck? Look at these motherfuckers.
Have you seen Nerds? We are not athletic. I remember trying to jump a hole that size with my bike as a kid. My front wheel got stuck and I ended up on my head. That explains a lot. Oh no, Footlong. Hopefully you're wearing a helmet. New witnesses? Who dis? Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Constable Rawley.
What the fuck was that?
Kid, so no. Oh no, Footlong. This guy is drunk.
Lul!
Constable Royley Bates, sir. Nothing to report on the street, sir. And I'm Mrs. Beats. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No. It was your husband I was talking about. Seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beach is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. What's that in his mouth? They look like actors, I know, don't they? Like part of a fucking stage production. Like, what am I looking at, LeMayo? 2 new witnesses. One of them who smoked a little bit too much indica. It's the strap for his helmet. It looks drawn on. They look more like bro and sis. They're actors, brother and sister act. I know, right?
Indeed. Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our street lights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it?
Also, the cop seems like a narcoleptic. He was probably dreaming what he saw. Look at this motherfucker, dude.
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Royley?
Constable Royley Beat, sir. Nothing to put on the sheet, sir.
What a great witness he's going to be.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir.
Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw.
It was our wedding anniversary and Royley was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Royley and I both saw him as clear as day.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
What? How is that compelling?
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed.
It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary too.
Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed, however, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene, They are testifying under oath that it was without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So, you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except that the man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Cross-examination.
What the witnesses saw.
It was our wedding anniversary and Rory was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work.
Hold it! No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. B?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Roy looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Royley, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir. Yes, although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. But proof that I'm a London copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a remember to always policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure, sir.
You also look like kids. I know, right? So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then.
But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Royley. Oh, what a charming couple. Your young love is such a joy to behold.
Susato, whose team are you on? If, little over the top, perhaps?
And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us.
Hold it! 2 silhouettes?
That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction.
Get it together, Chisato. I know, right? Also, wouldn't think that the suit and helm seem like they would meet dress code for policing.
There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time there was nobody else nearby?
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Hey, what? Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Of course there was a light fog on the ground. But Briar Road is dead straight and you can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other... What else? Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've just said?
Oh, yes, sir. As a couple who spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets, I swear to do it, sir. I'm as sure as my love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat. Oh, Royley.
These motherfuckers. They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
Xavier, welcome back to the stream, dude. How you doing? Cheers! It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly.
Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
Oh, all of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off.
I'm glad I saw that last bit of dialogue before I said something. I was gonna say they were a bit too close. A bit too close for siblings. Yeah, good to see you, Xavier. Hope you're having a nice Tuesday/week so far.
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off.
Hold it! Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was some old books. I see. Old books. Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them all around the victim, where the victim lay on a pavement, sir. Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the... That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose, everything.
That's a huge bitch.
Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right. He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here.
Nani? Objection!
I was off, so yeah, day off for the win. Fuck yeah, dude. Is she keeping him up all night? I think so.
Objection! Hellcat thinks still hanging out. Paula thinks still hanging out.
May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now, please, continue.
Yes, sir.
We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box.
Hold it! Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No. I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beach to go. I was off duty by that point. But Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beach. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
It depends on a crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat. The incident fell under, so she could go and report it.
Must have some concussion. Constantly falling asleep. Or brain damage with how hard he smashes his head. And he's like using his fucking helmet strap as like a fucking pacifier or some shit. Ew.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There is nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Oh, please. You're making us blush. Isn't he, darling?
Lul.
Yes, sir. What Patricia said, sir.
Let's move on, shall we? He just randomly talks and falls and then sleeps on and off. Motherfucker. Alright, so this is the last statement we're gonna press.
It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Royley and I both saw him as clear as day.
Hold it!
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight. I'll have you know. Yes, sir. My wife wears the pants in this relationship, if you can't tell already. I'm quite whipped, sir. Right. The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, all right. I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
Huh? Oh, what? Yes. It was the accused, and no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snow nose, unmistakable, sir.
She's choking that man out. Sleep farts can't hold him in. His neck is gonna be snapped one day, I know, right? As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they saw. It really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same.
What?
Welcome back, Borigi. Would a light fog for them still be obscuring fog for anyone else? I don't know. Still sounds a little sus. We'll get to the bottom of this. So, if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no! Then what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here... what are you trying to say? I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate. Oh, right. Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.